He died here in World War II.
It's been a hell of a last 16 hours.
It's so annoying. We just took 2 trains to get here. We have a 5-minute walk and our bus takes off in 20 minutes. So let's go.
So this was a bit of a weird one. We put the address to the bus station into Google Maps, followed the directions. It said we had arrived, only we weren't in a bus station.
This is a grocery store.
Even one of the employees that we asked for help had no idea where the bus station is. He kind of pointed in a direction and assumed that's where it was, and so 15 minutes later, this was us. "60 seconds. That's how much time we have."
It's okay.
Literally sweating. We sprinted with 30 pounds on our backs for about at least 5 minutes straight. We got here.
I cannot believe we made it. I'm not just saying this because we're engaged and in love, but it would not have happened without him. I gave up. I said, whatever, buy another one. If he didn't encourage me to sprint, thank God, literally thank God. Oh my gosh, I can't, I'm so happy.
So now we're going to Metz on schedule. Yay. So a little bit of a hike, but we have emerged finally in what is recognizably a French town. I think we're very close to the hotel. It's been a hell of a last 16 hours, so. Just squeezed into an elevator, literally. Zero.
Like squeezed in, yeah.
Yeah, zero
Room.
maneuverability. It's the first time that something hasn't been contactless this entire trip.
No!
The glamorous backpacking life, huh?
1 hour later.
On voudrait le numéro 7 et
Le 7. Alors attendez, le 7. American English. Pour emporter ou vous mangez ici?
manger ici.
Ok.
Une bonne de protéines. Et le veggie.
Oui. C'est tout?
C'est tout.
Good morning, everyone. It is our day in Metz, but it's also our day in Saint-Avold. The whole reason why we're here in Metz is because we're going to a town called Saint-Avold. The reason that we're going is to see my great-granddad's grave. He died here in France in World War II. I grew up hearing lots of stories about him and just knowing that he was buried here. My dad has seen his grave, so it is just an honor and a privilege to be able to go and see it today. I've got this folder that my dad gave me with his picture and everything that we need that will kind of help us find his gravestone with, you know, the people who work at the cemetery. So we're heading to the bus station now to get on a train or a bus, I'm not sure, to go there. So that was just about 30 minutes on a train, and we're here in Saint-Avold. It's an hour and 20-minute walk to get there. Of course, we would like to get a taxi, but like going into the train station is closed, and we have tickets to go back to Metz at like 2 o'clock. So we're hoping this eventually opens. We don't really know, but I have a feeling that we're gonna have to walk. And if we can flag down a taxi on our way, that'd be great. But we'll see.
What is our current ETA for arriving by foot?
An hour and 5 minutes.
Okay. If we jog, we might be able to get there in 45.
I can't. I'm not built for that, Brian. I did all my jogging yesterday with a backpack on.
I think it's fascinating because we are so close to the German border, and now we're seeing, you know, we've been in places where it was either just French or there was some English and a few other languages. Now we're starting to see a lot of just French and German on signs and names of streets and things. So that's part of the fun of doing this trip by land and not just flying everywhere, is you see not only the progression of landscape as you go along and feel the distance, but you also see the change in culture, the change in language, the sort of transition as you go. So very, very fascinating. But all right, back to reality now. We're still an hour away from this place, so we got to figure this out. So call us crazy, but at some point during the walk, we just decided, let's just keep walking the whole way, because when are we ever going to be back in Saint-Avold in our entire lives? Probably never. And so that's what we did. We just decided to see as much of the town as possible on our way to the cemetery.
You took the little pamphlet in English?
Yes.
Yes, I will show you. Yeah. So all the headstones are numbered at the bottom of the headstones. So you start here looking for 104 and go up to row 14.
Okay.
Okay.
Great news. She gave us directions to his grave. For some reason, I thought, like, my heart dropped because I was like, what if, like, there was construction or something? But in just a few minutes, I'm going to be able to see it. I'm already emotional, and I mean, I've never met him. Obviously, my dad's never met him. He died when my granny was just a baby. So anyways, I asked her, though, if she could call us a taxi, and she said yeah. So we get to have like an hour and a half here, and then we get a ride back. So we don't have to rush, which is a huge wave of relief.
So we've arrived back at the train station. We had the taxi that we previously mentioned. Very nice of that lady to set that up for us. A little awkward because we only had a card, we didn't have cash, so...
Which is a rookie mistake, we know. Okay.
Right. Yeah, that was our fault. But, you know, I was able to ask him if he accepted card. He said no, so I asked if, you know, we could visit the bank or an ATM or whatever. So he took us there, and we got cash out. It was fine, and even made a little bit of late conversation. So yeah, it's just another example. Like, as we leave France tomorrow, and that's just something that I really want to emphasize, is you always hear those stereotypes about French people. We heard it even from the guy that I talked to on the plane heading to Belfast about how, you know, the French are, you know, they'll pretend like they don't understand you, they can be rude and all of that stuff.
Not true.
And yeah, literally every interaction I think that we've had pretty much in this entire country, whether it was Bordeaux or Paris or Metz or Saint-Avold here, all positive interactions. They're friendly people just like any other. And I mean, Lauren has zero French, and that wasn't even a problem. You know, even before I could maybe step in and try to help her, you know, there was never this rude thing like, oh, I have to switch to English or anything like that.
Or even if they couldn't switch to English, we would still be able to communicate.
Yeah, she ordered stuff at Starbucks from somebody who didn't speak any English in Paris, and it was perfectly fine. And
yeah,
so we just had France has been amazing, and I just really wanted to like drop that little note, because this is the last time that you guys are going to see us in France in this video. And who knows when we'll make it back, or that we'll absolutely make it back, because Paris is very special to us now.
Yeah. But we're waiting for the train in the rain. It's really cold today.
Yeah,
and
you can see my hand kind of shaking.
Yeah. Here, I'll take over.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. So we also have not had any food today at all. So we are starving. So I think the first order of business is getting something in us when we get back to Metz, and then yeah, we'll kind of see. We may just take it easy the rest of the night, because it's nonstop traveling this like whole week pretty much.
Yeah.
So.
But if we get a chance to go out and explore a little bit of the town, that would be nice too.
Yeah, we will.
Our last night in France, but
our shoes are wet.
Our shoes are very wet.
My pants are wet. So, but yeah, we'll see you on the train.
Do you want to go sit on Santa's lap?
No.
But it's French Santa.
No. Do you want to? Little boy, sit on Santa's lap?
It's always interesting to see a lot of the buildings and different structures that you saw at night in the daytime, when you're not just completely fatigued. And I have to say that Metz is a beautiful city from what we've seen. I mean, it's been very limited, obviously, but yeah, it feels like you know, other French cities that we've been in, but also has its own little, I don't know, its own little flavor. And speaking of flavor, where are we headed?
We're heading to Burger King. BK, have it your way. It's one of the few places open at this hour.
Yeah, we'll get a proper dinner later on, but something inexpensive. Obviously, we just paid for, you know, a taxi to get us back, and so.
Okay, so we were just reflecting on our hour and 20-minute walk that we did from the train station in Saint-Avold to the cemetery. It was just over 3 miles, which, yeah, I felt every 3 miles of that.
This definitely seems to be more of the modern part of the... Okay, this umbrella is... As I was saying, this is clearly the modern part of Metz, and we're kind of over in, I guess, the older section of the city. Everything around here is seeing a lot of normal, just a lot of normal architecture, you know, more basic compared to a lot of what we've seen the last week. And I too am feeling all of the walking that we've done today. That's why we are probably just going to go, we're gonna shower, we're gonna relax. We go to Luxembourg tomorrow. So I don't know how much more of Metz we're actually going to see, which might just be a little sacrifice that we're willing to make because it's been a very interesting last few days, and so we just want to recharge. And now it's the next day. That was kind of an abrupt transition, but we really didn't do much last night except stay in, get caught up on pretty much everything we needed to, just relaxed. So yeah, now it's the next day. We're leaving Metz. We have an Uber that's gonna take us to the train station, and from there we'll go to Luxembourg.
Yeah, now we're going back to hostel life, so.
Oh yeah, forgot about that. It's kind of sad.
Yeah, but we're going to our next country, so that's exciting. And our Uber will be here in literally 1 minute. So yeah, we'll see you. I guess we'll just continue seeing you. I don't know.
We're still awkward.
Yeah, I know.
So we were dropped off here because it says SNCF, but it's nothing. It's a nothing. This isn't any kind of station. Once again, this is the address that we were given. It's the address that Uber took us to. It says the name of the train that we're going to be taking.
Here's the thing. We have to go inside a building or to some sort of kiosk type thing to print our tickets. And they just say the name. There's no address to any of the train stations. So
Right.
that was our issue the last time.
But it should be straightforward. I mean, you say like we want to go to
Well, why don't they
Metz
just...
Nord, and like there's Metz Nord right there, and
Ugh.
all right, we got to figure this out now. And for the few people who might be asking, is all this just for the videos? How do they keep running into trouble on travel days? No, legitimately, swear to God, no. We would prefer to just have travel days be easier, because now the question is, how do we print our tickets?
Hey, how do we even know? Like, this feels like... I don't know. Okay, there's a guy waiting.
I mean, I guess we just have to figure out which direction to head. I don't, like, yesterday when we traveled, there was nobody checking tickets, and we have proof that we purchased tickets. Maybe we just get on the right train, get off at the right station, and just hope that nobody, I don't know. And you have this lovely sign telling you have to have a valid ticket or you're subject to fines. So, I mean, we have proof of purchase of a ticket, which should be good enough.
Okay, I just looked on Google Maps, and currently we are north of Metz. And north of Metz is Thionville. I know I said that wrong. And then north of that, continuing north, is Luxembourg. So I'm thinking if we just get on the one that's going north, it's gotta be it. It's so annoying. But I'm gonna call Brian and tell him what I just thought of and found out.
So do you want to explain what you just...
I already told them.
Oh, okay. Well, then this is awkward.
So, yeah, I think what we're gonna do is we're going to go back down, go across, and wait right here on the other side and hop on a train.
What?
I messed up.
What?
I'm dyslexic, right?
Oh no, what?
We don't leave until 11:48, so we could have slept in like another hour.
So we don't leave for another 90 minutes?
Yeah. Almost 2 hours.
Oh, hello. It's me again. Got a hat. It's Lauren's hat. It's been over an hour. We've just been watching stuff on our phones in the cold. Pretty much everything in the immediate area, business-wise, is closed or just non-existent. We walked down into the town a bit. It was like one restaurant, but it wasn't open. So we figured we would just hang out here just to be safe. Sorry for how entertaining all this has been, or maybe it has been entertaining to watch us suffer. The reason we don't edit any of this stuff out is because these are the realities of the trip that we're doing. We're not just gonna polish it and make it look like everything was perfect. If you're gonna be taking trains, buses, etc., traveling for 91 days, things like this are going to happen. It just so happens that it happens to us pretty frequently. But we always manage to get there in the end. So that's what I keep telling myself, is we'll get to Luxembourg. We'll get to our hostel, we'll check in, and we'll be set, right back on track. Getting completely different vibes from any place that we've been before.
We had a deep tissue, and it was deep. I mean, she was like getting in my